Yeah! I got my baby boy Tereh in the car with me, and we're going to talk about some manhood stuff. Am I right, son?
Some man stuff. Yes, sir.
Man stuff. So, come on, America. Let's get it.
I know that I can, 'cause I know who I am. Since the day I was born, I am Nyghtstorm. I know that I can, 'cause I know who I am. Since the day I was born, I am Nyghtstorm.
I think what you have to do is first have a real honest self-to-self conversation and really realize, are you okay? And really ask yourself that, because a lot of us are just not doing it. We're not aware of self.
Right.
And even the most genuine, kind, loving person is not giving themselves, the self-love that they need.
Right.
And that topic comes up so many times, as in, oh, you have to love yourself and this, that. A lot of us, we don't know how to love as a whole.
Right.
And which maybe it's a product of our childhood or whatever the case may be, but it is a struggle trying to love yourself and try to see things for what they really are.
Right.
So mental illness plays a big factor in that, and a lot of the times you don't even know that you have a mental illness until it's too late.
Right.
So I know personally with myself that I know in certain places in times I've been very inconsistent, and I was like, why am I being so inconsistent? Why am I having sporadic ideas and I'm not following through with whatever I said I'm supposed to be doing?
Yeah.
And after life happened and missed opportunities, I had to realize, okay, something is wrong with me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not the other person's fault. It's not whoever, the job that didn't hire me, or the football team that didn't pick me up. It was, Tereh, you didn't follow the playbook, and you did this and you did that. So
wait a minute, hold on. I want to harp on that right there, because one, you openly talked about the issue, but the very first thing you just did, son, is that you took accountability for it. You took responsibility for it. It's not nobody else's fault. It's not any outside influence's fault. You first looked within yourself.
Right.
Okay, all right, well, keep going, because that's very important, and that's going to come back later on in the video. But go ahead, son.
Right.
Go ahead.
I mean, looking within yourself and putting yourself in a limelight, saying that you was wrong, that's probably one of the most hurtful things that you can do.
Yes, sir.
Because everybody wants to be like, no, it wasn't my fault, and not be the victim.
Yeah.
But in a lot of the cases, we are putting ourselves in that role just so we won't have to deal with everything straight up.
Right.
So it is, you have to, in order to have the breakthrough that you're looking for,
mm-hmm.
you have to go through that pain of, this is my fault.
Yes.
And realizing that the only person that can fix everything is me.
Come on, son.
So
come on, son. Come on.
It's a very hard and trying thing to do. I always say this: the hardest thing that you can do in life is to fix yourself and get your stuff together. So,
because it's easy to look at everybody else,
right,
and point fingers, but it's really hard to really take that self-critical analysis of oneself, to learn oneself,
mm-hmm.
and then to actually take the steps to better oneself. That is the hardest thing in the world. Come on, son. Come on.
Because if you actually think about it, you don't really, you can acknowledge and do exactly what we just said to do.
Right.
But it's hard to actually follow through that.
Mm-hmm.
So, or you don't even know where to start. Most of the time, it's like, okay, I know that I'm doing this wrong, and I know I'm doing this, and I know I'm doing that.
Right.
Like you formed a habit from childhood that now you have to break, because your childhood is now affecting your adult life.
Yes.
So now, how do I get from point A to point B?
Mm-hmm.
And okay, I'm doing good, really good this day, I'm doing really good this day, and I'm doing all right this day, and then today is just bad, and then tomorrow is worse. So how do I have consistent energy towards doing the right thing or doing something that really is going to elevate me in life instead of me backtracking? And all that comes with time, patience, and the natural flow of things. You constantly working towards it and constantly giving at least 50% every single day. Like, you don't, a lot of people, they want things really fast. They want things to...
That instant gratification.
Right, exactly. And it's not, life has never been like that. Whoever put that motion in towards that we have to do this right now, we have to be rich right now, and we have to be respectable or in a mental state where we have everything together right now, you know, totally blew the socks off of life. Because that's not supposed to happen. Life is naturally, look, 9 times out of 10, people who are 50, 50 to 80 or whatever the case may be, don't know who they really
They still ain't got it together
They still ain't got it together. You can be rich and not have it together.
Come on,
You know,
son. Come
so
on, son.
You have to understand life is patience.
Yes.
You know, life, we always say life is short. Life is also very long.
Yes,
you know?
it is.
So, you know, and it can be even longer if you put yourself in a bad situation. Trust me, that hurt and pain and suffering is gonna last way longer than what you think it is if you just sacrifice a little bit. There's a difference between sacrifice and suffering. So,
come on, you preaching, boy. This boy preaching right now. Come on, son.
I'm just saying.
Come on.
I'm just saying. This is not something that I'm just saying to you. This is something I'm attempting and trying my full hardest, to do in my own life. Like, I'm not perfect. My father's not perfect. Everybody around us, there's no perfect person.
Nowhere near perfect. Nowhere near
on earth. So you have to find it within yourself to do better for the people that need you in your life.
Man,
that people that are counting on you to do things. You know, some people have more than others. Some, like you, at least. And you know what? Let me say this.
Say it.
Don't do it for them.
Do it for you.
Do it for you. Okay? Like, they can be right after you, but look, I always say this as well. You have to be selfish before you, in order to be selfless.
Come on,
because
break it down.
If you're drowning, if you're drowning and you're somebody else is drowning too. Yep. How can you save them and you dying?
That's right.
You dying. You already inhaling water, and you're dying. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So if you're close, but you're closer to the boat. If you get on the boat and throw them a life jacket, you both survive.
You save us both.
You save us both.
And I gotta jump into this real quick, because I want to go back to a point that you said, and like I said at the beginning, that self-critical analysis is so paramount in people, and this is especially men across the board. But as I said before, sometimes especially in black men, as black men, we come up thinking, and especially in our culture, that we don't need help, okay? Or that we're weak just to simply seek help. And that is what creates more dysfunction, more destruction, more imploding of families, more destruction of our lives and our culture, because we simply choose not to get the help that we need. And when you talk about doing this not just for them, but to do it for you as your father, and as a father of 7 children, you know, all your older siblings and your baby sister, you know, it was times, especially dealing with mental illness, you know, with the depression from my childhood and just awful things in life, period, that a lot of us go through. But because I went so long, son, without getting the help that I needed, it literally almost destroyed our family. You know, and you guys went through so many things that was unnecessary because I did not do what I needed to do for me. So how can me as your father try to love and change your lives and make your lives different when I refuse to change mine?
Exactly.
So That is so true. And you're speaking on so many things that men across the board, black, white, Jew, Gentile, don't matter. But we as men need to focus on what the real, honest to God truth is. And the truth is, the only person that can change your life is who? It's you. And so I'm gonna let you go ahead and finish, because we getting close to where we eating breakfast at.
Okay.
Because we hungry. But go ahead, son. Go on and bring us on out, son.
You know, this the basis of everything.
Yes.
Is that this stuff can ultimately affect your life in a very negative way.
Mm-hmm.
And personally, I know that I've lost relationships, really good relationships with people that I, thought that I was gonna be with, for a very long periods of time, and you try to blame the other person, and you can't.
Okay.
Because once you really analyze and break down everything, you realize that I subconsciously
sabotaged
it myself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, once again, that's probably one of the most hurtful things.
Now, not taking away other people's responsibility, because everybody is responsible for what they do, and they need to own up to what their share of the destruction is. Right. But you still have to look at the fact, not just what they did, but maybe what I did in response, or what I did to cause this situation.
Right.
What did I do? What was my participation percentage in the destruction of not just their lives, but my life, or this relationship, or this business, or whatever thing that I'm holding dear at the time? What did I do to cause this destruction? And what plan of action can I take? What measures can I take? What steps can I take to change this reality, to create something better for me, not just today, but tomorrow, and for generations to come? Am I right, son?
You're right. And the first step is forgiving yourself.
Oh, Jesus.
Forgiving yourself.
Come on, son. Come on.
No, really, because the forgiving yourself is probably the biggest thing.
Yes.
Like, seeking validation and forgiveness from other people, like, yeah, okay, like, cool, but you have to be okay with yourself. Like, at the end of the day, you came in this earth alone, and you're gonna die by yourself. You're not gonna be in a casket with two people.
No.
So you have to live with you every single day, every second of the day. And if you hate yourself because of what you did, and you forget, but you don't forgive yourself, then you are living with all the turmoil that's ever went on in your life, and all the people who have did you wrong. And think about it, all the people who have ever did you wrong, whatever the case may be, they're living their lives, and they're happy.
They forgot all about you.
They forgot all about you, but you're stuck in one moment, and it's putting you at a place where you are messing up your life even worse. So the first step is forgiving yourself, and the second step is to be patient with yourself, because you don't break habits overnight.
That's right.
You don't break habits, and you don't just stop doing it. You might continue the cycle of things. You might have a different mindset, but continue the cycle of things, because that's just naturally what you do. That's naturally what happened to you.
Yes.
So you have to be patient with yourself and keep pressing forward, and know that now that you want to change, life is going to come that much harder, because you want to change now.
It's going to be tested. You're going to be tested.
So it's going to come that much harder, and things are just, why is nothing going right? Why is nothing going right for me? Because you want to change yourself, and you want to better yourself.
That's right.
So now it's like, okay, you really want to do that? Okay, I'm going to show you something. And we're going to see if you're really about it. So it's hard, but you have to want it to the point where it's like, I can't give up on myself. I can't give up on myself. I can't give up on my faith in God. I can't give up on the people who need me.
Yes. Despite
whether I like them or not.
Or not.
They need me.
And I want to say this, because like I said, we hungry. But everything that you're saying, son, is accurate. And as your father, I have been proud of you since you was a little itty bitty boy, since you was a baby. And as your father, to take responsibility for my shortcomings, And, because, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not perfect. I have had failures in my life. I was not always a good dad to my children. I've made mistakes. I have fallen short of the glory of God many times. But the one thing that always kept me going is that love and passion for my children. And I love all my babies, but I'm talking to you on this video. I'm proud of the work that you're doing. I'm proud of the passion that you have, and I'm also proud of the leadership that you display on trying to help not just the black community or just all of it. You're trying to help people, and it is by the grace of God that you are able to do the things that you are able to do. As I sit here, I'm almost about to crash. This is by the grace of God. We're gonna get to breakfast, but it's by the grace of God, sir. And matter of fact, hold on, let me just pull over, because I know everybody's screaming on the video. YG, just pull over and talk to the boy. There. It's by the grace of God, son, that you are coming into your own in manhood. And I respect you as a man. I appreciate you as a man. And I am always proud to stand by your side. Not you stand by mine, but stand by your side as you do everything you can to make this world a better place. And I love you, and I'm proud to be known as Tereh's dad.
There you go. See there. See, it was a thing. It was a thing that happened in high school. That's an inside joke. It's an inside joke. But now I appreciate you too, and I appreciate you growing as well. It's over the years there's been a lot of things. Things that has happened, and the fact that we've got through every single last one of them, and that's made us that much closer.
Yes, it has.
And that much better as a father and son. I feel like a lot of things have changed for the better, and that we move on and go forward. We grow and we get better every day. The more we talk and continue following the things that we want to do in life.
Amen.
So, yeah.
Amen to that. All right, so, ladies and gentlemen, it's been my privilege and pleasure to come to you with this message. And we're talking to all men across the board. Please take time to talk to your sons. If you don't have a son yet, take time to really focus that self-critical analysis for yourself so you can better yourself as a man, because we cannot make this country great or do whatever we want to do without you, without good, strong men who are willing to do what it takes to help others become stronger. Amen?
Amen.
Amen. All right, we done. We finna go eat. We love you guys. Take care. Mwah. God bless you.
And I want to tell you, I did not get to where I am by myself. I have had the love and support of black people, white people, Jews, Gentiles, and everything in between. Our God loves us all, and we are going to love each other in the mighty name of Jesus.